What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching The Road to TF5. This is just a web series where we're talking about Transformers 5. This is episode number 32, and in this episode I have no news or updates, no surprise there. Instead, I'm going to give you a top 10 list. No surprise there. I know you're probably thinking, another top 10 list, but as a matter of fact, first of all, I really enjoy making top 10 lists. In fact, I think they're quite fun. And second, I think this top 10 list is quite unique. And it's not some top 10 list of things I want to see in Transformers 5 or top 10 list of characters I want to see in Transformers 5. Instead, it's my top 10 list of vehicle alt modes that I would like to see, not necessarily in Transformers 5, but at some point in time in the Transformers live action universe. Now, if you look back at the previous film, Transformers Age of Extinction, we got a lot of the same type of car, and that is expensive supercars, specifically from Europe. For example, Lamborghini, Bugatti. And if you look behind the scenes during the Hong Kong battle, a lot of vehicles did not make the final cut, and that is the Maserati, Aston Martin, Ferrari. There was a lot of those cars that we saw driving around, but we didn't actually get to see them in the battle. But the fact is that Michael Bay likes a certain type of car. I'm just thinking that having so many of those types of cars is getting a bit tired and redundant. And I'm just thinking that the more they put in these cars, the more they miss out the robots in the skies concept. And that concept has seemed to have been lost throughout the sequels. So I'm just thinking, let's bring back cars that are more accessible, cars that are more grounded, cars that we actually recognize on the streets, and cars that not only don't cost a lot of money, but cars that aren't obviously Decepticons and Autobots. Because obviously if you see Lockdown driving on the street, you know, as a Lamborghini, we know that it's evil. You know what I'm saying? It's so obvious. So in my list, I had a certain type of criteria, and that is car companies that should see more representation. You know, there's some American car companies that aren't represented enough in these films, and also Transformers came from Japan. I think it's important that we represent some Japanese car companies, alright? So, here we go. In no particular order, I'm going to give you the top 10 list of vehicle alt modes that I would like to see in the future of the Transformers sequels, and I'm also going to put a character beside it. Okay, I'm going to put a character name, a character that I think should be this vehicle alt mode, should have this vehicle alt mode, okay? In no particular order, we're going to start off with number 1, and that is the 2006 Dodge Charger, okay? This is a very, very aggressive, muscular vehicle, and I would like to see this vehicle as a Stunticon, and I think the Stunticon should be dead-end. Can you imagine a Dodge Charger just going vroom, vroom, and just going right at it at high speeds? That's a pretty badass vehicle. And like I said, dead end should have this alt mode. Number 2 is a 2015 Dodge Challenger Hellcat. And I think that should be drag strip. Another Stunticon. And as you can see, they're starting to have a pattern here because, well, Stunticons were the Autobot killers. Okay, so yeah, 2015 Dodge Challenger Hellcat, another very, very aggressive American vehicle that can totally tear up the streets, and I think he would make it would make for a very, very great drag strip. Okay. Number 3 is the 2004 Dodge Magnum, and I think that should be Breakdown. Now, the reason why I chose this vehicle is because when I saw The Island, they drove The Island, that would be Michael Bay's film before he made Transformers films. There were these Dodge Magnums, okay? And I thought that what they did with them and paint them metallic gray, dark metallic gray, or gunmetal. I thought that made the vehicles look very evil. It gave the vehicles character, and that was the first time I saw a Dodge Magnum really stand out as a vehicle. Because when I see them on the streets, I didn't think anything of them. Then I saw them on film, and the way Michael Bay shot them, I'm thinking like this would make for a great Decepticon. And it has more bulk to it, so I thought that this would make for a great Breakdown. Okay, so a 2004 Dodge Magnum, as breakdown. Okay. Number 4 is also another vehicle that appeared in the island, and that was a 2005 Chrysler 300C. And I think that it should be Knockout. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, this is a very odd choice, but actually the way those Chrysler 300Cs were modified in the island made them pretty cool. Michael Bay had them be police cars, and he put like the roll bars on them, and it looked really, really cool. It actually looked like it looked unrecognizable as a Chrysler 300C. So I'm thinking that if they could like modify it quite heavily and give it a certain type of paint job, it would make for a pretty good Decepticon. Okay. So now we have number 6, and that, or rather, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Oh, okay. Now we're going to number 5, and that would be a 2013 Chevy Corvette Z6, and that would be Wild Rider. Now, the very first time I saw a Z6 Corvette on film was in an Arnold Schwarzenegger film called The Last Stand, and it was a very, very fast vehicle. Okay, and it was just something else. It was something that it didn't feel like. I mean, it looked like a Corvette, but it didn't feel like a Corvette like we've ever seen before. This thing was evil. This thing was fast. This thing was almost stealthy. Okay, so Wild Rider as a Chevy Corvette Z6, very, very cool, don't you think? I mean, after all, I mean, the latest Corvette was Crosshairs, and that is a very, very cool alt mode, but I thought that the Z6, the model is so different from the current Corvette that's out there that they should totally bring back the earlier Corvette, all right? Number 6 is the 2014 Pontiac GTO, which could be either Cliff Jumper or Hot Rod. Have it painted red with some designs on it, and that would make for a really great Cliff Jumper or Hot Rod. Because I'm just thinking, well, first of all, having it Hot Rod is kind of a given, okay? But having it be Cliff Jumper feels kind of right, because when you look at the size of it, it kind of matches up with the Camaro that is Bumblebee. So having them beside each other, that would be pretty cool to have a red 2014 Pontiac GTO. All right. Number 7 is a 2005 Ford GT, and this is pretty obvious, and that would be Mirage. Now, in Transformers: Dark of the Moon, they kind of gave us a version of Mirage with Dino, which was the Ferrari. I guess it's not really Mirage, but originally Dino was supposed to be Mirage, okay? So I don't know if they would ever bring back the Mirage character, but to have a 2005 Ford GT as Mirage, just like the Alternators toy line, that would be awesome. That would be straight up fan service, and I think the fans would be very, very pleased should the producers decide to make the 2005 Ford GT as Mirage, okay? Moving on, we're going to go to Japanese car brand territory. And that is a 2002 Toyota Supra, and that would be Blur. I thought that Blur deserves to be a 2002 Toyota Supra. That is the original Japanese supercar, and the shape of it just looks so right. Just have it painted like a shade of blue, and that's Blur. I can't think of any other character that should be a 2002 Toyota Supra, okay? Now, considering the 2002, I mean, the Toyota Supra is no longer around, now the current Japanese supercar, or rather the Japanese muscle car, is the 2014 Nissan GTR. And I'm just thinking, the 2014 Nissan GTR has to be an Autobot, okay? You have to have that vehicle in a Transformers live action film. And I just thought that it should either be Windcharger or Blue Streak. Have him painted silver, a little bit of red on him somewhere, I don't know. And then it could either be Windcharger or Blue Streak, all right? I mean, if it's going to be full-on silver with other shades of silver, it would be Blue Streak. Maybe a little bit of metallic blue, all right? That would be cool. Finally, 2015 Acura NSX concept would be Prowl. I know Prowl should be a police car, but if you made the Acura NSX concept white and, you know, put in some black lines on him, could make for a really cool Prowl. The very first time I've seen the NSX concept was when Tony Stark was driving it at the end of the Avengers, and I was just thinking, this needs to be in Transformers. Okay, I know it's a very, very expensive car, probably the most expensive car out of them all, considering it's a concept car, but still, it looks sleek, it looks exotic, and I want to see the Acura NSX in Transformers, and I cannot think of any other character that should be it except for Prowl. Prowl's a character that I would love to see in the Transformers live action universe, and I think they go hand in hand. Anyways, that is my top 10 list of vehicle alt modes that I would like to see in a Transformers sequel. They have the opportunity to do this. These vehicles are highly accessible. After all, the NSX concept has appeared on film already. All these other American car companies, Dodge, Chrysler, Chevy, Pontiac, Ford, I mean, they have access to all these vehicles, and they could totally put them on film. As for the Toyota and the Nissan GTR, I don't know what it takes to get these vehicles into the movie, but to have them in the film and have them be these Autobots would be totally awesome for the fans. So I hope they make it happen. But anyways, that's my list. What do you guys think of it? And why don't you guys let me know what your top 10 list of vehicle alt modes are in the comments section below. And as always, hopefully I will have some news for you guys in the next episode. But if I don't, I hope you guys still like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like me on Facebook at Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex Yu. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. I would love to see a scene like that. Such a scene, even though it's a very, very small scene, really is a piece of fan service. It really